Sammy St.Jean bringing you sports live here from Panther Creek Country Club for the third round of the Memorial Health Championship. Now, day three, it brought back the heat, and it was really hot, but it also brought back an excellent crowd. Central Illinois showing out in full force today, and also brought the low scores as we have a new leader of the pack, 4 strokes clear at the top and better than 20 under par. Illinois, a 2-point lead for them, 32-30, led by Kendall Bostic and her 16 points, 4 boards for her. Adalia McKenzie adding 9 points as well in the contest. The same two that led the way for them in their regular season meeting. And for Bostic, 8 for 9 from the field, only missed 1 shot. Now in this game, we expected a lot of points, but so far it really hasn't been that way. Joey Aguilar for the Tennessee Volunteers, he opened the scoring, drove the team down the field, and finished things off with his legs, a rushing score for him. Not a ton going on offensively for them after that scoring drive, but Illinois, they responded. Luke Altmaier, he was methodical, moving down the field, hitting all of his targets. Clement, Beatty. And now towards the end of that first half, we saw really good defensive possession stop as well as the touchdown. What did you see on both sides of the ball to help you get some momentum?
I felt like we did a good job there defensively.
It was an opportunity for Illinois to improve their seeding heading into the Big Ten tournament, as well as an opportunity to make it 3 wins in a row, back-to-back wins over top 25 opponents. And all of that put together was an opportunity in and of itself that Illinois was not going to waste. But one thing that's been very important to them this season has been their new co-op with Okaw Valley, a 2-year agreement between the two schools to just help field numbers and help these two teams playing football. You've seen some of the injuries for Central A&M. They've been dealing with them all season. Coach told me on Wednesday that if they didn't have the reinforcements from Okaw Valley, they might not have been able to play this game. Last question I would have for you. Happy Gilmore 2 is coming up. I know filming is going to start somewhat soon. I don't know how much you can tell us, but I have to ask anything you can reel to us.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, it's happening, okay, because, you know, Netflix said so.
And it's been going on since 1925, no tournament in 1926, and then they were bouncing around various county schools before settling in at Glenwood. 1 year there, then they came here in 1976 and been playing at Lincoln Land ever since then. You want to finish your season playing your best football. This bowl game is the opportunity to do that, and for both of these teams, Big Ten, SEC, those are the creme de la creme of your opponents. You have the opportunity to finish your season on a strong note against a good opponent, and I think that's really what you're taking away from this. It's not, again, playoffs, but it's a way to finish your season, build momentum into the next.
He's highly competitive. He's really athletic. He's got explosive fastball and a really sharp breaking ball.
It's crazy to watch, man. I mean, you just don't see guys that are just that good at everything.
Cameron Appenzeller isn't just a pitcher. He's a certified athlete, and every great athlete has an edge.
His confidence is always high. He's just such a talent, so gifted. He loves kind of putting his team on his back and said, hey, let's go, I'll lead.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had the competitiveness, and it kind of just, I don't want to lose ever in anything, so I think that just drives me to not want to lose, and it gives me that edge, yeah.
Well, Appenzeller said he's always had that competitiveness, that desire not to lose, the confidence he seems to ooze. Now, that didn't come as easy.
When I was younger and, like, in my whole life, I struggled a lot with confidence stuff. Like, I felt like I was always just kind of disappointing no matter what I did. Like, I would have a good game, and I feel like it wouldn't be good enough, but then like as soon as I kind of started to get attention for being good at sports, that's kind of when I realized like, oh, I actually can play good and like keep up with anyone.
As the confidence and velocity grew, so did the attention, the eyes, the radar guns, and cameras. So much attention, it's a bit hard to process.
I mean, it's definitely very interesting. I mean, you come to the ballpark and you see 30 scouts in the stands. It's like, I mean, it's just nothing you've never seen before. You don't even really know how to react.
The extra eyes are something that Glenwood has seen before, with a recent history of sending guys on to the MLB. Although it's a little different for Cam having all those eyes on him, he's adjusted and has started to feed off of it.
And then once it started happening, it was just like, I mean, it doesn't feel that much different. It just kind of feels like you always have a set of eyes on you. Getting used to it over the past few months, kind of gives me extra adrenaline, and I feel like I throw better with the more people that are watching, honestly.
Those previous Titan legends were people a young Cam aspired to be, and now he's become that for a new age of young Glenwood fans.
I mean, it's cool because when I was a little kid, I looked up to people like watching Jason Worth on TV. It's like, wow, he's really from Chatham, and it's like, that's who I wanted to be. And now that I can be someone that people look up to, and people think that is going to be that next guy. I think it's cool.
But just how good could Cameron Appenzeller be? Simply, the sky's the limit.
He could be a future Cy Young winner. He can put on a lot of weight, put on a lot of velo still, and he's got the stuff too, and he's got the command, so he could go a long way.
Anything he wants. Anything he wants. He's that special of a talent. And, you know, I see him in the big leagues in the next couple years. So.
Now, Central Illinois has had a tie of their very own to the Super Bowl this year and has for many times over the last decade plus, and that's Brendan Daly, an SHG grad, an NFL coach, and a 6-time Super Bowl champion. His journey began right here in Central Illinois with a passion for football, and that started with his family and at Sacred Heart Griffin. Brendan Daly's football journey began with yard football, a few bloody noses, and a dad who had a passion for the game. That excitement grew until high school, where his Sacred Heart Griffin teammates met an intense young Daly, but one you couldn't help but be drawn to.
He was just a leader, you know, his intensity, the fact that, you know, he could certainly rally the team.
Certainly just drawn to him. He has just energy and intensity that is kind of just infectious. So as soon as you met him, you want to be with him.
He made his mark as a Cyclone, and then it was off to Drake University, where Daly knew just one thing.
After that, you know, I left high school not sure what I was going to do, to be honest. You know, I wanted to play football. That's about as far as it got, you know.
But through admiring his own coaches and seeing his teammates enter the world of coaching as well, Daly found his post-college direction. But it didn't start off all that easy.
I originally got done with Drake, and I went down to a high school down in Florida. I taught and coached there. I was teaching special education and coaching football, and we went 0-10. A lot of good high school football down in the state of Florida, not at Ridgewood High School at that time.
And it would continue to be a grind from there. He would pay his dues in the coaching world, the part of the journey that has helped lead him to the place he is now.
You know, living in stadiums and coaching teams that didn't win any games, and just paying his dues, you know, and the determination that it takes to get through that.
He was a grinder. He was somebody that you can be very proud of as a human being.
The dues were paid, and he got his break in the NFL, starting with the Minnesota Vikings in 2006, and 8 years later, he was a Patriot and eventually a Chief, contributing to 6 Super Bowls and 9 conference championships in just 11 years.
There they are! Oh my God! He's the most successful guy in the NFL, anybody, in the last 11 years. And maybe in the history of the NFL.
And in all of that success, Brendan Daly has never forgotten where he's come from. Even on the NFL's biggest stage, Daly still has Springfield, Illinois in his heart.
You know, honestly, I still to this day stand at NFL games, and I'll do this on Sunday at the Super Bowl. And when the national anthem gets played, somewhere in there, my thoughts go back to Springfield. And sorry. It's just a cool moment.
Now, we've had a great run of Sports Saturdays here in Central Illinois, and today was no exception. State final volleyball, high school quarterfinal football, Illini football, 6 total games of action coming up, beginning with the Lady Timberwolves. System Park back at CEFCU Arena looking for a state title win over Stockton, and it was never in doubt. Plenty of System Park stars involved, including Addison List with authority there. Stockton now to their 6'2" middle, but no, not today. Sophie Dewis there in the middle. Again, Stockton looking for a point from the middle, but again met at the net. Marina Day, another block. System Park, they took set 1 25-11, and they got the chance to close out set 2 at 25-14. And they do. The Lady Timberwolves are state champions, 40 wins and a state title for System Park. But until that final point, they weren't letting up, making sure they secured the emotional victory.
I was happy, but I was never going to let up until literally the last point hit the floor. So as soon as that did, then I was able to celebrate. But until then, I was totally focused, but it felt amazing.
It finally just hit that was the last ball that we were going to play as a team together. I mean, I know in senior night it was a little sad, but I think this was really it really hit home for all of us.
Now to high school football, 3A quarterfinals up first. Kelowna Unity at the unbeaten Bullets, and unbeaten no more. The Rockets were flying, giving Here to Crew Eckstein, and he is gone. Near 70 yards of the house. Shortly after, Eisenmenger, he's going to keep it himself around the end. 2-score lead for Unity. And the explosive plays kept on coming. Dane Eisenmenger over the top, close sideline. Tyler Henry loses the defender. Gone. Touchdown, Unity. And if there was any doubt, Eisenmenger to Henry. Once again, another monster Rocket touchdown. Unity rolls. They play St. Joseph Ogden for the state final berth in Class 3A next weekend. And then Amarillo Forsyth for Class 2A, Trojans hosting Flora. Here's Parker Helm for Flora. He's going to be on the play action, rolling here to his right and looks to throw, but he is intercepted. Connor Hennigan, and Hennigan, he's going to get himself a running lane and takes it across the 50 for Amarillo Forsyth. The Trojans already comfortably up a few scores. Why not add a little bit more? And let's talk about an all-state connection. Ryan Shepard throws it deep to Zach Smith, who spins and makes room, and he scores on the reach. Touchdown, his second of the game. And now back to Flora, needing a little bit of a lifeline. Helm, he gets a little bit of a tush-push as touchdown there for the Wolves, but Trojans, they roll to the win, 48-12 over Flora. And one of the most enjoyable football games I've attended. SHU Rochester 4A quarterfinal. Both teams trade early scores. Rockets looking for a lead, and it's Caden Stout. Bounces it outside for the long Rochester Rockets score, and that before Mikey Gresh over the top. Tie game. Second half now, Cyclones down a score. Brinkman looking and finds Drew Ward a few steps, reaches touchdown SHG. But then watch out, Corbin Gregory. He wasn't letting that one last. Gregory slips by the would-be tacklers, gone. Kick return touchdown for Rochester, but the Cyclones, they got a chance down a score. Cam Brinkman, he goes back to Drew Ward. Another Cyclone touchdown, tied at 35 going to OT. But the big man, Joey Myron, he puts it away for the Rockets. They advance. After the win, Cornell Gregory, he talked about his big overtime interception, while Cordell broke down his 2-touchdown performance.
I mean, we're pretty happy. Last year, you know, we came out first round, but this year we making it to the quarterfinals, so we're just happy to get there. I don't know, man. Coming back, I just had to prove I can still do what I can do, so I got 2 touchdowns. And it was just that, man.
A lot was going through my head. I had a couple scores on me, so I'm like, I got to get this back. So I was like, yeah, it's my time to shine. So that's what I did, man. Got the pick, game 1.
And we finished with 8-man semifinals, Polo and South Fork. And unfortunately for South Fork, Polo domination all game in this one. We get a direct snap here, and we're going to follow a great blocker all the way into the end zone for a touchdown there for Polo. And its next drive, deep in their own zone, we get a handoff to number 14 there for Polo, and he's going to break it up the middle, and he's going to make a few incredible cuts. Defenders miss, and he's got nothing but green in front of him. Daylight, he goes untouched. Polo, they take the big win, 38-0 over South Fork.